TravelWise with Phil Blizzard. News, views, and interviews.
Welcome to TravelWise with Phil Blizzard. Our journey in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia continues as we explore a heritage hotel which has been recognized by Time magazine as one of the top hotels in the world and is in the Conde Nast Traveller 2025 hot list. Welcome to the Dar Tantora, the house hotel in Al Ula, where we talk to Antony, Doucet, the Chief Experience Officer at Kerten Hospitality. In this podcast, Phil Blizzard discovers more about this hospitality group, their philosophy, the location of hotels they manage, and what is in their development pipeline. Antony talks about the significant rise of Saudi homegrown hospitality, takes us on a guided tour of Dar Tantora, and concludes with a personalised guest experience. So let's get traveling with TravelWise.
TravelWise with Phil Blizzard. News, views, and interviews.
And if you'd like to have your own podcast, do drop me an email on philblizzardmedia@gmail.com.
A Phil Blizzard radio production.
Available on Apple, Amazon, Angami, Spotify, Deezer, and all good podcast channels, and also now on YouTube. Antony, thanks very much for joining us. We're going to find out a lot, as we said in the introduction, about the way hospitality is growing across Saudi Arabia, the Middle East region. But first of all, let's focus on Kerten Hospitality. Give us an overview of the group and your portfolio of hotels.
Yes, good afternoon. So Kerten Hospitality is an asset-free company. We don't like to describe ourselves as a traditional hotel management company, rather a mixed-use lifestyle operator. What do we mean by this is we try to create in all our properties a long stay component, a short stay component, a working component, as well as a F&B and entertainments. So we're trying to create in each of our properties some ecosystem. We have currently three offices. Dublin, Dubai, and Riyadh. I'm currently based in Riyadh.
And at that point, Antony, got to make a comment about the backdrop. There's a wonderful painting behind you, and I believe that's a local artist. Tell us a little bit about that.
I can't remember the name of the artist, but when I moved to Riyadh, I decided not to choose like most of the expats furnished apartment. I wanted to really feel at home in Riyadh, so I decided to rent an empty apartment, and I furnish it with Saudi designers, Saudi artists.
But I think, as well as being a hospitality expert, you're a bit of an interior designer, looking at what you've got behind you and on the side. So is this a passion for you, interior design?
Yes, actually, people call me Fashion Police. I mean, one of my nicknames is Fashion Police. When I go into places, I notice, paintings, the lights level, the smell, the music. That's very important for me.
And that's very important when it comes to hospitality.
Yes, correct.
The total experience, the ambience and music, as you say, the lighting is key to elevate what could be perhaps a flat environment.
Yeah, so to come back to Kerten Hospitality, we currently have 10 properties under operation. We are mostly in the regions, but we have 45 signed projects in the region and across. We're starting in Europe, Morocco, and Egypt as well. And among those 45 projects, 25 already under construction. So historically, historically we're mostly in the Middle East, but recently we opened our Cloud 7 in Italy, in Roma. We just signed a project in Zanzibar, so it's our beginning in Africa, in East Africa, and that is 98 villas in Michamvi in Zanzibar. And our next focus is Egypt and Morocco, where we have just appointed one people in each country.
So quite an active pipeline with those developments in those different destinations. And I was going to say, something I came across while reading about Kerten was your what should we say, social hub. Tell us about that.
So we believe that people, when they're in their room, they really want to be comfortable and safe and to feel secluded. However, outside of their room, we try to create spaces that help people to connect with each other. So
Mm.
we have those physical space where you can relax, you can work. And within our properties, we do have as well a position that is not very common to in hospitality. It's called community and cultural manager.
Okay.
So that person is specifically in charge of connecting the guests with the surrounding of the property, or if guests are willing, is to connect them between themselves. So you have Mr. A and Mr. B sitting next to each other, and they have an interest to meet for business, for friendship. The
Mm.
community manager is there to try to facilitate this together in
I say,
in those
yeah, okay.
spaces.
And you've got, when it comes to hospitality, in fact, in any sort of business, many ways, you've got the title of CXO, Chief Experience Officer. So give us an overview of what that is all about.
So yeah, it could be actually two other names. Could be Chief Storytelling Officer and Chief Emotions Officer or Chief
Oh,
Happiness
okay.
Officer.
Chief
So we're
Happiness
trying,
Officer.
yeah. So we're
Yeah.
trying to create with this title. Actually, in a normal, let's say, circumstances, the Chief Experience Officer would take care of the guest experience.
Yeah. So,
But in my case, it takes the role begins much earlier. It begins at the speech because we design the guest experience from the moment we confirm the property, and we integrate that guest experience in the design process, in the conceptualization of the hotel. And
so
then my role to as a chief experience officer when we confirm a project with an owner is to make sure that what we have sold to the owner is what we bring to life a year later, 2 years later, 3 years later.
right. Okay. Interesting philosophy behind that. And the experience, something we're going to talk about in a moment, when we look at your featured hotel in Saudi Arabia, your key hotel there, the Dar Tantora house in Al Ula, wonderful destination, and a lot of recognition for the hotel from international, well, premier organizations and magazines. For example, well, Time magazine, for example.
Yes, 100 best hotel in the world lists, and we also did recently Conde Nast Hot List 2025 for Dar Tantora, the house hotel.
Yeah. So give us an overview of the property, Dan Tantora, the house.
So first, before I speak about Dar Tantora, it's Alula. Alula, it's a very specific destination. It has seen three civilizations in Alula.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
as soon as you arrive in that place, you already feel that history. You can feel the energy of the store.
We've featured it a lot with our podcast and
Yeah.
also with my work with Breaking Travel News. So it's been delightful to find out a lot
Yeah.
about Alula and look at the way it's developed in such a short
Yeah.
period of time for international travelers.
Yes. So Dar Tantora, the hostel is in the middle of the old town of Alula that has 800 years of history. The last habitant left in 1980. And from that moment, Royal Commission of Alula started to renovate the old town. For our property, Dar Tantora, it took 5 years.
Yeah.
And they renovated 30 old houses, mud houses in the center of Alula. And the main inspiration of that hotel was, I don't know if you know that place, it's called Adrer Amelal in Siwa in Egypt.
Okay.
So
Familiar
it's
with
an
that.
it's an eco resort that has absolutely no electricity except in the kitchen. For Alula, we had to adapt a little bit. So the hotel is a fully sustainable. We don't have any electric light in the rooms except in the bathroom. Um, we light every day 2,800 candles in the hotel.
That's a
So it
huge
gives a,
number.
yeah,
You have a
it gives
chief candle lighter, do you, going around?
yes, we have a team of three people fully dedicated to candles, and actually that's an experience that we propose to our guests. It's called
Yeah.
lighting the lantern ceremony every day at 5 o'clock.
Okay.
So we invite our guests to participate with the team of the hotel to light up the property.
I
So the
feel I need
property,
to
yes,
turn my lights off now and get a few candles here to recreate that atmosphere.
and now we're preparing for the next season. We're preparing a candle workshop.
Yeah. Okay. So
So the hotel,
good.
yes,
Yeah.
it's an eco resort in the middle of the old town of Alula. It has been restored by a famous architect of Egypt called the Shaira Fahmy. The hotel opened 2 years ago. We have 30 keys with a restaurant called Juntos, which is an oasis to restaurant, oasis to table concept. So our chef Jaume, our Michelin star chef from Spain, who's our executive chef for the group, has came to Alula 6 months before the opening, and he tried to understand what's growing in Alula, and the menu was built on what's growing in Alula seasonally. So I mean, the quality of the ingredients is incredible, because just coming from the oasis that is next door to the
Yeah.
we do have as well a cigar lounge with one of the largest selection of cigar in Saudi, with 34 humidors lockers, so people in Jeddah, Riyadh, they can store their cigar collection in
Okay.
our cigar lounge. We do have an amazing infinity pool that overlook the oasis, together with a spa.
So
And the experience we're trying to give there is really to people to go back to time.
back in
To
time, step in time
Yes.
to Alula. And I think at this point, we ought to perhaps, for people who are not familiar with Alula, what's the way of international travelers arriving to Alula and the resort?
Yes, we just received the next season, winter season flight. So we have Fly Dubai that is flying 3 times a week.
Hmm.
We have Qatar Airways 2 times a week, and we do have Jordan as well now 2 times a week. So those are the international connections.
Yeah,
Actually, they're trying to combine Petra
that
and
would
Alula
be
for the Nabatean civilization tour.
that would be a good two-center
Actually, it was
experience.
that flight already exists since last season.
Okay,
They just
so
renewed it for next season.
numerous international air carriers flying in
Yes.
directly into Alula now.
And then, of course, you have the daily flight from Jeddah and Riyadh, and they added as well once a week or twice a week Dammam.
So the growth of tourism in KSA, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, is growing significantly. And I'm sort of thinking, what's the significance, what's the importance of accolades like those from Time magazine and also Conde Nast to you as a hotel operator?
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
Yeah. What is the importance of being recognized by the likes of
Ah,
Time magazine and also Conde Nast Traveller, their hot list? What's the impact of that to you as a hotel
I
operator?
mean, yeah, the impact is, of course, international visibility on those platforms. It's also a reward. I mean, on top of being visible, it's also a reward for us, a reward for our team
Yeah.
that is working very hard every day on the ground. And yes, we're very proud to have those two recognition that celebrate our hard work for that
Yes.
property, because it was not an easy property to open.
It must have been a lot of challenges, and bearing in mind what
Yes,
you're saying about the sustainability aspect and also
exactly.
uh, all those candles to light and very little electricity around the resort in terms of operation, that must be
Mm.
challenging. So,
Yeah, actually, talking about Alula, I think the best experience in Alula is to combine Dar Tantora with one of the other hotels in the Ashar Valley. So the best combination is 2 days in Dar Tantora in the old town, and then another 2 days in either Habitas, Banyan Tree, or Shady Hotel in the Ashar Valley. That's
yeah,
the best of
sure.
Alula.
Sure. So what's your view for like next year? You know, moving on over the next couple of years, how do you see tourism developing in Alula and also the bigger picture of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia?
There are some other hotels in Alula in the pipeline, the Four Seasons, the Aman. I think next year there is the Hyatt and the Marriott that are opening.
Yeah,
And of course, at the end of this year, I think there's 20 hotels opening in the Red Sea. So you can imagine
sure.
how how many hotels will open in the Red Sea. I think we still need a lot of hotels in Riyadh, because each time you have travelers coming to Riyadh, the hotels in Riyadh are always fully booked. So I think we need more hotels in Riyadh. And I think now the government is focusing as well in secondary cities
Yeah,
to bring up the quality of hotel there. So we actually signed some project in Abaha, in Al Asa, in Yambu. So those secondary cities are gonna see as well some growing
And one
portfolio of
aspect,
hotels.
yeah, one aspect which is key when it comes to travel and tourism industry is MICE events. And of course, so many conferences and expos are now taking place in Saudi Arabia. There's been a massive development over the last few years. What are the
Yes.
prospects for you in terms of the MICE market?
Yes, there is a shift, between Dubai and Riyadh. As you know, the government of Saudi Arabia is pushing companies to open their head office, their regional head office
Yes,
in
yes,
Riyadh rather than than Dubai. So it brings a lot of companies here, therefore a lot of corporate events, fairs, and yeah, in all the properties that we will open,
and
we
of
do
course,
have
yeah,
we do have some spare space for. We don't like to call it meeting rooms. We have a brand in Kerten Hospitality called Our Space,
house.
which is a working hub. So it can be, yeah, it's private offices, serviced offices, co-working space, events, meetings. So one day it can be a product launch. The next day it can be a wedding. The next day it can be a conference. So it's like multi-purpose
Yeah, sure, yeah.
spaces.
I think get rid of that name, meeting rooms. It's very old hat,
Yes,
yes. And you sort of pick, yeah,
meeting
up
room is so yesterday.
yesterday, really yesterday. Yeah, indeed, very much. And what a wonderful place to have well, a product launch or whatever, fabulous in
Yeah,
Alula.
this is actually the how we design those spaces. In each properties, we ask the meeting organizers, event planners, what do you need? What are your requirements for meeting in those
Yeah,
specific places?
yeah.
And we build in function of this. And most of the event planners, they will tell you design spaces that don't look like meeting rooms.
Yes, yes.
Anyway, people are coming with their own brands,
Yeah.
so no need to spend millions in fit outs
Sure, they bring their own.
when the
Yeah,
wedding is coming with their
yeah,
entire decor,
yeah,
when the product
yeah,
launch is also
yeah.
coming with their own branding. So
You've done that with your apartment or room there. You've fitted that out from a very colourful backdrop. It's fantastic. And I think as Chief Experience Officer, finish off now with what would you describe as the biggest experience or most emotive experience for guests coming to your hotel when you're on the spot?
first of all, we have a bespoke approach for each hotel that we are doing. We're not coming, with brand standards. We have brand guidelines. When we pitch a project, when we sign a project, we look at what's the environments,
Yeah.
where are we, who are the competitors currently, who are the next competitors, what's the target audience, what's the next target audience, and then we start the story. So that's how we conceive our hotel. And for the guest experience, we do the same. We try to understand who's coming to our property, especially in our boutique properties where we have a limited number of rooms.
Mm.
People who choose to stay in a boutique hotel is because they want that bespoke approach.
Yeah,
So
sure.
we try to have maximum of communication prior to the arrival, either through conference call, through WhatsApp,
I
through
do.
emails,
Yeah.
and then we adapt the guest experience depending of what we learn from these people. Are they coming on leisure, on business, a couple, with girlfriend, boyfriend, anniversary, and then we try to adapt the guest experience to what we learned.
Okay, so I'm coming over in a few weeks' time. I wish I was. Ask me a few questions you would ask a typical guest.
Which property?
Yours. I'm coming to yours. So
Okay,
ask
so
me.
yeah,
So
first of
you have
all,
a
for example,
conference call or something like
let's
that in advance.
okay,
So what would you
yeah,
ask me?
let's take Alula as an example, but we spoke about it. So first of all, we'll try to understand, is it your first time you come to Alula or your second time? Because
First time for me.
okay, first time.
Yep.
Are you into culture, adventure, or you just want to chill? So try to understand. Are
Yeah, I
you,
could
yeah,
chill anywhere in the pool, so I might as well come and take part in the culture and adventure is very important for me.
yeah. So once we learn what are your point of interest, uh, and how many days will you stay? 2 days, 3 days?
Oh, more than that, more like 3 months, I think. But realistically, it'd be like say 3 days, 3 nights.
Okay, yeah. So 3 days, we'll try to have the highlights of Alula. So you
Right.
need to see Egra, you need to see Alat Viewpoint, you need to have a walk in the oasis. Also, the season depends. Like if you are coming in winter and spring and in summer, it's very important.
The scarf
then I think,
night time.
yeah.
I've been
And
reading about.
And then we try to enroll you in a couple of workshops that we have in the hotel. We have henna for the lady. We have pottery. We have mud bricks. We have calligraphy. So we try to enroll you with a couple of cultural activities. So it helps you also to connect with the local community. So you don't feel only like a tourist, but you have interaction with the local community. And yes, and we'll leave you some free time to enjoy the pool, get some couple of spa treatments.
Yeah.
And one evening you need to have a stargazing because Alula is absolutely magical for stargazing.
That looks fabulous, absolutely fabulous. That'd be probably very much top of my list, I think, in many ways.
Waiting for you.
Thanks for that experience and the experience of talking to you. So, Chief Experience Officer Antony Doucet, thanks a lot for joining us
Thank you,
on
Phil.
TravelWise.
TravelWise with Phil Blizzard. News, views, and interviews.
And if you'd like to have your own podcast, do drop me an email on philblizzardmedia@gmail.com.
A Phil Blizzard radio production.
Available on Apple, Amazon, Ngami, Spotify, Deezer, and all good podcast channels, and also now on YouTube.